rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, at this time we will open up the first hearing and privilege of the floor. So, Kim, if you'd like to address the board. All right, so we will close that, but we will have a second one. Just think of anything.
Mine keeps doing this.
So this time I will turn it over to Superintendent Schwartz for her comments.
Alrighty, so I just want folks to be aware that there has been a lot of behavioral challenges in the community, the surrounding area, some over break, some since we have returned. And although I'm getting questions from some individual parents and sometimes from individual staff, I really can't talk about individual children to anyone other than that child's parent or guardian. So I share this with you tonight to encourage you, if you start getting questions, to please just let me know you're getting questions, but to remind folks that we are all, we must, that is the simple way of putting it, we must maintain the confidentiality of our students at all times. Not only is that a legal imperative, it is a moral imperative in my book. So as I say, I know there's been a little noise. You can certainly give me a call, drop me a note if you have questions about things, but we are managing as some of these situations arrive, working with Michelle to handle them. I also want to share with you that yesterday I had the opportunity to attend a presentation on swatting incidents, those things that have been happening in other places, thank goodness not here, but presented by the FBI, the Albany Regional Office of the FBI, their Joint Command Center with the state troopers had someone there, law enforcement from all over the capital region, and other superintendents. It was certainly interesting and enlightening from the standpoint that basically it's very hard to detect where these kinds of threats come from. Sylvie would be proud of me. I learned all about proxy servers and proxy some other kind of servers and how people can disguise that information so that it cannot be traced back to them. I was very pleased with the commitment of the FBI to assist schools through our partner agencies. Officer Areola was watching online. She wasn't able to join me. She had another late meeting, so that was helpful. And right on the heels of that, I was invited to meet with Mark Kirker, who I believe is a retired Schenectady City police officer who's been tapped to head up a Schenectady County task force to deal with many of these kinds of issues. So they haven't set any meeting dates yet, but I am very interested in seeing where that goes. So we have lots of things going on in terms of continued health and safety and approaches for our children. But I would also be remiss if I didn't say things are a little bumpy right now as we're coming off a break. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am. All right, moving on. At this time, if we get a motion for item number 5 of the Board of Cooperative Educational Services 23-24 Administrative Budget and Board Vacancies, Albany, Schoharie, Schenectady, and Saratoga counties.
I'll motion to approve the Board of Cooperative Education Services, BOCES 2023 to 2024 Administrative Budget and Board Vacancies, Albany, Schoharie, Schenectady, and Saratoga counties.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Emily. Anyone have any questions, discussion? No? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed or abstain? All right. So moved. motion for item number 6, appoint poll clerks and inspectors for our annual district election.
Okay, I think, did you do both parts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bobby, do you need this from me? Do I have the official ballot? No. That's good. Okay.
All right. Motion for item number 6.
A motion to appoint poll clerks and inspectors for the annual district election.
Thank you, Kim. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Rick. Anyone have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone oppose or abstain? So moved. Motion for resolution, we can do 7 and 8 if we'd like to.
I'll make a motion that we accept resolutions, accept an appropriate gift and donation from the Rotary Club of Scotia, and to accept the donations for various senior high school award scholarships as submitted.
I'll
Thank
second.
you. Thank you both. Anyone have any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone oppose or abstain? Kim abstains. All right. Thank you. Motion for communications.
I'll move communications A through F, staffing 1 through 7, placement of students with disabilities, and the correct minutes from the regular meeting on March 27th as submitted.
I'll second.
Thank you both. Anyone have any questions? Comments? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone oppose or abstain?
I'll abstain. I was not at the March 27th meeting.
Thank you, Emily. All right, so moved. Any questions for budget transfers, March 2023? All right. Internal claims audit reports, payroll warrant number 51, 53. Check warrants A47, H13, A50, A52, H14. All right, so moved. Moving on, other business.
I would just like to share with,
Before we move on, I'm so sorry.
oh, no,
Just the warrant exceptions, I just had a quick comment on
Yep.
that. We didn't go that far.
Yep.
Just a quick question, Drew, if you can answer it tonight, great. If not, some other night would be fine. Kind of clicking through the different years that we're on, I just noticed that 22, 23 has a bit more than kind of the last couple of years. Is that a function of, or does that over the course of the school year, it also could diminish through actual check cashing and, from folks?
What do you, I want to answer your question. I'm not clear. What are you looking at?
And the exceptions, so that
Okay.
you included a Excel exceptions
Yep,
in
yep.
our documentation. And over the course of years 18 through 23, I just noticed that the final tally for that year over the last couple of years has just increased from 2,000 to 4,000 to 5,000. I think this year does that shake off as those checks are deposited by the folks we're paying them to?
These are where the people do requisitions, and then it becomes a purchase order. We're supposed to set aside the money for that service or that obligation, so you can't overspend an account. These exceptions are when someone has basically done the requisition after the bills come in. So it's called a non-conforming. So what the claims auditor does, she flags those for you. I get a copy of it, and it goes to the, I'll call it the offender, saying you didn't follow the purchasing policy.
Okay.
Explain why. So most times the administrator writes me a thing that I'll share with you, but because now they're going right to the offender and you're getting a copy of it, it tells you what happened. But the dollar amounts are very small, given like right now, year to date, it's $5,500 on 24 million of claims. The good thing is, what I make sure is that we did get the goods and services rendered before we pay it. But I don't like when we have, Susan, Karen will echo this, I do not like it. I want 100%. We're probably at 99.5%, which is pretty exceptional. But I do stay on it. When a department screws up, I can take away their privileges. I've done it once in 17 years. Haven't done it since. these aren't significant, and they're not like we bought a truck, paid for the truck without a purchase order, or I did a cleaning contract or a duct cleaning. It's nothing major. It's like,
No. I was looking for, I was thinking these were checks. I saw the check numbers and I thought they weren't checks that had cleared just yet. So I
No,
misunderstood.
no,
This is
these-
a requisition flag.
these
essentially.
are where someone didn't follow the purchase.
And I agree. It's more complimentary if if I bring it up. It's because
It's okay.
over the millions of dollars spent, that only a couple thousand.
I want you to bring it up because the claims auditor reports to you, not me.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for explaining that.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I think we should all make it very clear that these are much lower values than they were years back,
Before you hired me.
before we hired Drew.
Drew, would you like to repeat that? They're much lower than.
Drew has cleared it up and made it a lot better than it was, so.
Thank you, Drew.
Because you hired me.
Thank you. All right, other business.
I'm going to cede to you.
For the board, on June 12th, we will be having our attorney, Patrick, Susan can help me with his last name?
Fitzgerald.
Okay. Come in just to kind of give the board a State of the Union. We'll let everybody know in an email before. We'll let Dave and Dave know as well. Hopefully all of us can make it. So that'll be June 12th before our regular board meeting. So it should be a very informational evening.
Yes.
Thank you.
Susan, are you planning like a dinner?
Late dinner.
Anyone else have anything for other business? If not, we will move on to our second hearing and privilege of the floor. So we will close the second hearing and privilege of the floor and thank everybody. If I get a motion to adjourn, please.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Thank you. In a second.
I'll second.
Thank you both. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstain? So moved. Thank you all.
You did that to me really